What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we have what could be, I think it definitely will be, one of the hottest releases for 2026. This is the second release in George's Privé line, the Basileus collection. Today we are talking about and giving a full breakdown on the Oracle. Stay tuned.
Back again, yet again, once again.
Always giving you the real, one fragrance at a time. It's TLTG Reviews, baby.
So as per usual, before we dive into it, George is a very dear friend of mine. Of course, there's natural bias here, but I'm involved in the testing process from the beginning. As you guys that watch these Zaharoff videos, you get sick of hearing this disclaimer, but I do have to do it. It is the right thing to do. You know, so sample, blind buy at your own risk. If you're going to blind buy, samples will be available a week from now. I believe the week of the 21st. So the 23rd is the Monday, I believe. There's going to be samples available. The first 500 have a special plate, which we're going to go over. And then after that, there's more beyond that aren't numbered. If you want your same number as your Precious Treasure bottle, you need to, in the comments of your order, put your Precious Treasure number. So, and if you already made your order, email him. He's been dealing with all that. We did a live stream last night. I told him he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for that headache, but hey, he likes to deliver the utmost best in customer service. So, again, these are just my thoughts and opinions. Take it with a grain of salt. Sample first if you're not familiar with Zaharoff or value my opinion to the point to where you're willing to blind buy off of it, which is a dangerous game. I get it. So, blind buy at your own risk, but let's dive into it. We got a lot to cover. So, first things first. Reminds you of Zoltan, right? Zoltar, I believe, is what it was called from, I forgot which movie, where it would tell you your fortune. But it's George. And then there's a full detail. I will put the link in the description. George actually made a video telling the full story behind the Oracle with the new beginnings, mastering the elements, becoming the ether, and your life becoming an echo, which is touched across all of this. There's a lot of symbolism that falls into that with the cup, the glow, the crystal ball, the turban, the petal falling off of the flower, the coin, the lotus flower. There's all of this. There's a story that is in the booklet we'll cover, but you have the elements on every side. It briefly tells you about each element: water, air, earth, and fire, to become the ether. And then you can achieve, your life can achieve the echo, which is so hard to achieve, so it's very hard to see. Look at the creativity of that. You can't even fully see it in the back. You can read about it in the pamphlet that comes with it, but just as far as the presentation, because your life becoming an echo is so hard to achieve, it's very hard to see. It's hard to see that vision ahead. So I love the creativity to that. And then, as you see, stop, breathe, you are already enough. And then this is where the bottle is placed, which we will get into the bottle in just a moment. Let's cover that pamphlet real quick. The Oracle, and then page by page it breaks everything down for you, which we'll discuss the notes in a little bit. It has the story with the full note breakdown here, picture of the bottle and box with this plate is on the bottle that is on the first 500, which I will show you in greater detail in just a moment. Then it tells you about the Oracle. I am the Oracle. And then it starts to break into, here are the 4 elements, and then it goes one by one, the detailed breakdown of each of the 4 elements. See what I'm saying? You get all the story is involved to achieve the 5th element, the ether, and the echo versus the journey. It tells the full story of the meaning and the tale behind this and how to achieve this in your life. With some further information here on the last pages, and then picture of George and his travels. Of course, this one's signed to me. I have number 7, Elixir of the World, which my number is here on top. And then they are etched on the bottom of the bottles as well, just like on Precious Treasure. I have number 7 of 500. So you can see this extra piece right here on the contour, how the bottle's contoured a certain way, but you have this plate that goes right on top with all of the elements that create the Oracle. That's part of the first 500. The box is still the box, so that doesn't change. That crazy, wild, over-the-top presentation And then here you have the bottle. Zaharoff. It does come with the cloth, which I put in the back in the box already. You can see it's in the back side. See it right there. So I put it back in the box. But it does come with a cloth to clean your bottle because it will attract fingerprints, as you can see. But I've been spending the entire week with this. Of course, I've spent time on and off over the years because this has been around. This got created a little over 3 years ago. This has been macerating for a year since it was final rendition. George had it macerating for a year. And this one, God, that is so freaking strong. So let's talk about this scent profile, guys. So I'm going to put the notes on screen for you guys, which will be from the website. It will be this particular card. So those of you that like pink pepper are going to very much enjoy this fragrance. So the pink pepper, along with the nutmeg and the cinnamon, offer this tangy sweet spice for the citrus that's involved. It's a tangy, spicy citrus. It's so captivating. And the code word when this was created, as you know, there's always these code words that Mon uses for the different modifications, was captivating. It was called captivating. Precious Treasure was actually called Precious Treasure. And it was so fitting George used the name Precious Treasure. This was called captivating, and that's exactly what this opening will do. It will captivate you. It's a beautiful, rich, sweet, spicy, tangy citrus. Now, you'll see olibanum, you'll see incense. There's a little bit of a wispy, light, smoky airiness to it, but it's not a smoky fragrance. I would by no means categorize this as a very smoky fragrance. You're going to see different woods like sandalwood and such, but to simplify this the best I can, you got tangy, spicy citrus early, a little wispy, light puff of incense throughout. Kind of gives this aromatic feel and adds to the airiness of it. And then you're going to get a soft, woody tone. It's very musky and ambery. It's more of a sweet amber throughout. And I don't mean like vanilla sweet or, typical designer over-the-top sweet tonka bean heavy sweetness. No, it's mainly from that pink pepper, I find. You get pink pepper pretty much from start to finish. I feel like that's one of the stars of the show here. So it becomes kind of a sweet, spiced amber, more so sweet than spiced in the deeper dry down, with a light musk, a soft woodiness to it. You don't have the waxy qualities of the Bushman candle from Precious Treasure. You do have Orchinox shows its face here again, but it's not the star of the show like it was with the Bushman candle on Precious Treasure. Precious Treasure was an Orchinox and Bushman candle bomb. That was the main notes. And the Orchinox here is more of, I find, of an enhancer of the surrounding accords. And it wears very similar. So infamously, Precious Treasure wears light and airy, but is actually a monster of a performer. The Oracle is the same. It's actually a little bit richer, but still wears lighter and airier than you would think with the way this thing performs. We're going to dive into performance here in just a second. I like to separate that category from the scent. But yeah, they wear light, but they don't perform light. This stuff is, again, just to summarize, rich, tangy, sweet, spicy citrus. Pink pepper is the star. Light, wispy, airy, aromatic puff of incense into a soft, woody, sweet amber musk in the dry down. This is extremely mass appealing. It does not remind me of anything other than it being a cousin to Precious Treasure, because there are some repeating notes, but overall, the formula is a different profile, a different olfactive profile. There's just some similarity with how it behaves on skin and out in the air, and like some of the base notes here, but this one's much more ambery than it is musky, whereas the previous one was much more musky than it was ambery. This stuff is, as the name indicated from the code word, captivating. Extremely captivating. This is, him and Claude are able to top themselves so often that it's justifiable when I say this, because it's not every release, but in the last 10 releases, I would say 6 or 7 of the releases I was able to say this is now the best fragrance from the house. And of course, this is my opinion, and I know a lot will share that opinion when they get this, but I think this is currently the best of house now. That's the remarkable thing about the unification of minds coming together when it comes to Claude Deer and George Zaharoff, with how they create these fragrances, with the vision, the storytelling, the outlook, versus the artist bringing the vision to life, as in Claude using his tools and his mastery of his craft to bring these visions to life. through George's travels and the specific story he wants to tell through these specific elements and oils. It's just remarkable the way these two are able to work together. The unity in which these minds work is second to none in the perfume world. It really is. And it's showcased once again here. You have super high grade synthetics with naturals that pop, scream, and yell off the skin. I'm impressive. Smell me. Behold me. That is what the Oracle is. It's special, guys. Let's talk about performance. So as I alluded to with performance, it wears light and airy, but it's an absolute monster. 8+ hours in longevity, and 8, that's just how I categorize it. Once we go to 8+, it's anything beyond that. In this, it's there for as long as you, I mean, you can try to scrub it off. It doesn't scrub off easy. It really doesn't. We're talking far beyond the 12+, 16+ hour mark in longevity. Projection here is heavy. Really heavy for 2 to 3 hours. Nose fatigue. Just like with Precious Treasure, you're going to have to deal with it. Warning. The first time I got it, I sprayed 5 around the neck, double sprayed the forearm. I was nose blind within 15 minutes. The second wearing, I did 5 sprays like I normally do. About an hour, hour and a half, I was nose blind. About the 3 to 4 hour mark, came back to life on me. Still crazy strong. So my nose had to adjust for a few hours. The last wearing, I did 5 again, same thing. So I think moving forward, I'm probably going to do like 3. So back angles further, because usually when I do 5, it's here, here, and then 1 in the back. I'm just going to do the 3. Back angles by the ears, and then directly in the back of the neck, so I can kind of survive it a bit longer. So I don't have to fade out to it as much, I would say. Obviously, this is an assessment. I haven't tried that spray routine yet. It's just based on the experiences so far with it. I think when I dial those 2 back, I think I'll be able to get to a point to where I might be able to smell it the entire time. I might. We'll see. Because this stuff, the sillage, again, heavy. Projection, heavy, 2 to 3 hours. Because it takes it about 3 hours to 4 hours for my nose to come back. Once I get to that point of fatigue where it fades on me, where some would think, bro, I can't smell it after an hour. Bro, it's gone after an hour. Those fools. Because there's going to be some of those. The typical Zaharoff customer is usually a logical fella and understands the way perfume works. So I don't see too much of that when it comes to Zaharoff fragrances. Other than maybe the random first-time buyer. They got to learn. Everybody's got to learn. You got to crawl before you walk with learning when it comes to how fragrances behave and nose fatigue and skin chemistry, right? But with this one, it's monstrous. It's his strongest fragrance. It's up there with the original Leather Tobacco, the newest version of Leather Tobacco with Precious Treasure. It's among and probably the king of performance from the house. Yeah, and I know a lot of people like to relate price to performance, so it's a $295 fragrance. If you just buy it without using my link, you'll save $29.50 if you use my link. Save almost $30. Use the link. Sure, I earn a commission, but save yourself the $30. Come on. Why wouldn't you want to save $30 on this? It's price versus performance. You have no worry, because some people will buy a fresh fragrance that's niche, $200-$300, and they'll get 5 or 6 hours and they'll be mad because they feel like they should get 12, 14, 16, maybe to next week type of performance. No concerns here. Monster is an understatement. Final thoughts on this one. Unisex, absolutely. Masculine leaning, definitely. So ladies that are interested in this, know it does have a masculine lean through woods and spices. Kind of give it that. There's no heavy florals. There's no over-the-top sweetness aside from this dominant pink pepper note that you will get from this. Is a beautiful pink peppercorn note. Any of you that are fans of pink pepper, you are going to love this. My God, is it good when it comes to pink pepper. I know a few of my friends online in this space that love pink pepper that are going to adore this fragrance. Again, there's a little bit left currently at the recording of this for those that want the special plate. I don't have the bottle without the plate to show you, but it will look like the standard Precious Treasure bottle, which I don't have handy. So if you know what Precious Treasure looks like, you can click the link, look at the website. But what the bottle looks like, that's exactly what it'll look like without this plate on it. So if you want the special plate with the elements and the name and everything, it's within that first 500. I don't rate George's fragrances. The only one I've ever rated is Seraphine Blue because it's literally perfect for me. It's the perfect blue. It's a 10 out of 10. This is going to rival that in rating, but I'm still not going to give it a rating because it's just, I mean, none of his fragrances are average rating to even above average ratings. They're all, like I've never come across as a Zaharoff. I wouldn't give it minimum like an 8.5 or an 8.75, and this is This is in the 9.5 to 10 range kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's senseless, and some won't even believe me because he's my friend, right? So there's always those obstacles of disbelief and the illusion that influencers have put out that in people's heads because of how some people are just so damn fake in this space. So I understand the perception of some of you guys that some of you guys have when it comes to stuff like this, and bias and being friends with the house and all that good stuff. So I get it. I don't knock anybody for maybe being a little standoffish about it. So I get it. But those of you that have been around Zaharoff and been around my channel for a while, you know what you're getting with George's products. You know how involved I am with everything. Who better than to tell you about it first than me? When it comes to breaking down the story to you to perfection, that's where George shines. When it comes to breaking down the scent profile and the performance to you, that's where I come in. He values and trusts my talents of that, my experience, and my love and passion for it. And that's why I'm fortunate enough to be able to do this. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. For those of you that already pre-ordered, awesome. I sure appreciate you. On behalf of George, he appreciates you taking part in his art and creations. They ship in about a week, so it's not like some long crazy wait. Again, samples will be available when they ship on the 23rd, so be on the lookout for that. If you want to sample first, sample first. It is a limited edition fragrance that, just like Precious Treasure, got discontinued at a certain point. I don't know if it's going to be one batch or two batches with the Oracle. I forgot how many batches it was with Precious Treasure, but at a certain point it will be discontinued. Usually when it's time for the new Privé fragrance, that seems to be what the trend's going to be, because Precious Treasure recently was discontinued to make way for this. So whenever the third one comes around, which will probably be next year, this will get discontinued. So the first 500 is very, very limited. You can still get a few, and then you'll have the standard ones, which of course will still come with the box and the pamphlet and all the goodies. It just won't be numbered, and they won't have that plate on the bottle. So not the end of the world, but for you collectors that have the collector mentality, that's who's definitely going to want to get their hands on this. I mean, I'm happy to have it. I'm a collector with the collector mentality, right? So links down below. Make sure to use the link to save yourself 10%. Make sure to like and subscribe on your way out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.